What's going on, everybody? I'm CaptainRoBear, and this is Rare Drop Roleplay, Reckoning Hour number 33.
Woo.
Woot.
Happy Tuesday, y'all.
There we go. It's a good Tuesday so far. We'll see how tonight's session goes if we continue to survive.
No matter what, it's a session with me in air conditioning, and I will continue to brag about it being the best thing in my life until at least the end of this week and all of my shows. Bring us the cold air! It's been one of those weeks where I would sit in my car with the AC to do the pre-freeze before I went in. Them's high school techniques right there.
Yeah.
Anybody else go to school without AC, or am I the only one that's that ancient?
We had certain parts of ours, like there were separate buildings that weren't AC'd.
I definitely went to an elementary school that was lacking AC and parts of actually high school too. Yeah,
You don't
there were
need
definitely
AC
some
in
parts
Washington.
that did not have AC.
But you sure do in
have that.
Florida.
Yeah.
We just don't have that. We don't need that.
We,
A third of homes have AC.
I didn't have
Some
school
schools.
buses with AC though. We didn't have
No.
AC school buses.
We would
AC
Oh
school
God.
bus.
we would gossip in 7th grade to find out what the temperature was on the 3rd floor, because that would denote if we got a heat half day.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen a bird die, just fall over dead on the windowsill.
Oh Lord.
Lord Almighty.
That sounds traumatizing.
Yeah. Truly.
Just a bit.
It was just a sign of the times. Hey, that bird sacrificed itself for our half day.
Oh Lord.
Paul, give us some announcements.
Hey guys, nice casual week here over on Rare Drop. Tonight, Reckoning Hour, the Strixhaven Chronicles. Tomorrow, no game night. Thursday, no Broman podcast. Friday, Banana Fish episodes 5 through 9. Saturday, Comics episode 5. You don't want to miss that because they will be breaking down the latest rumors from Disney, which includes Disney talking about purchasing the entire DCU you'd put under Marvel Studios and so on. There's a lot of cool comics news. And then on Sunday, Ancient Relics and Hoki Religions at 7 p.m. Just a nice casual fun week, guys. And if you didn't know, GCX things, creator announcements are coming out. Datto, Caliverse, Mira, Mira, and Datto. I already said Datto. Who's the other person from yesterday? There's another person. My brain, guys.
Leopard.
My brain. Leopard stealth. The morph suit man himself. My brain's all over the place, as you can tell. Otherwise, get your tickets. Virtual event 17th through 19th in Unreal Engine on a space station, which is pretty cool. We'll be hosting some cool D&D there in the evenings. You've already been spoiled about that, so I'll spoil it again.
You can't double spoil, bro.
I just did.
Yeah.
Like the double dip for spoiling.
Oh man. And I think that we should really, the biggest announcement I think this week is Reck conning Bifin to say Milky Mommy's recorded for Snap's birthday. I think you get the biggest round of applause. I did notice that he still didn't do it in his normal reading voice. He threw on that one, so don't let him down.
He threw.
He still owes.
Don't you worry. I have the next phrase to request already. I just felt
Listen.
like I couldn't ask for too much.
No, he owes you for the Bife bites.
He owes me for the bite bites. I didn't ask him. Oh, for the spicy bite.
The spicy Bife bites.
Okay,
He
yeah.
owes you.
The
Yeah, you can pull the
That's
cards.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, and guys, if you didn't
Well
know,
done.
we did the Raid Day tailgate last weekend on Saturday.
Yeah, what up, Rick?
If you want to check that out, twitch.tv/Professor Broman. It's recorded for posterity, and it was a great time. Vault of Grass, really, more than Vault of Glass, so it's fine.
Picking up where we left off last week. Going into y'all's syllabus day. Some more rested than others, picking up with a few of our friends finding themselves in a medical facility far into the Sedgemoor swamp where Witherbloom College is located. getting introduced to a whole new professor in the name of Eudora. You were still able to get your rest, and essentially your great escape swept under the rug as you were able to meet back up in the Biblioplex. The first assembly of the school year, meeting our old friend Torg, once again the headmaster here at Strixhaven, guiding all of you wonderful first-timers into what will be a crash course in each individual college, starting with your group at Witherbloom. You guys were able to gather your things and begin to make your way to the Sedgemoor Swamp. Unfortunately, with roommate number 2 biting the dust as Jeremy took a lawn dart to the chest after trying to use your old bed sheets to get back in to Wilrent's room. R.I.P. Mage Chess. But on the way to Witherbloom's campus, you guys were able to spot Blex, the notorious runaway pest, and also see an odd floating figure going across the swamplands. We pick back up with you all standing before Professor Tavash. Currently in your hands, wriggling back and forth, are these gnarly looking creatures. Very similar to Blex, who you had just seen. However, much, much smaller in size. Each one of you currently have one of these nasty little pests in your hands, trying to avoid as it squirms around. I need dexterity saving throws out of all of you, as it is filled with spines and little teeth. Actually, first, before that happens, hold those dex saving throws.
Great, that's fine.
Yeah, forget those. Those were bad throws anyway.
Yep.
I need
What do we got
animal
now?
handling checks out of everyone.
Oh, come on. Come on.
I'm actually... Oh.
Heck.
Heck.
With a 15, even with a -1, Ruger and Beretta playing hot potato with their one squirming pest. Ah, get this thing away from me. It's covered in slime. Oh, quit being such a... Keela.
Mm-hmm.
Having already fed Blex from afar, you can roleplay however you have complete control over this little critter.
So I've actually broken off pieces of my carrot bars, which the rest of you don't seem to appreciate or enjoy as much, even though they're delicious and healthy for you. So I'm breaking off small pieces and I'm actually training it to like walk, and I'm flipping it back and forth, chasing the snack on my hand. I'm trying to teach it to follow my commands already and working on training it. I'm like, oh. I haven't named it yet. I'm not that attached. But
It's a good thing.
we're connecting. I'm assuming we're not dissecting these later.
No, it is very live. It is very live and in your hands.
You're
Wilrent,
gonna use it for all the magic though.
this thing immediately looks down at your meaty hand and goes for a chomp. Go ahead. How do you dispense of this thing as it misses biting you with its nat 1?
Oh, I'm just gonna sidestep with my cape like a bullfighter. And when it hits the ground, I'm gonna stomp on it like I did the fish.
I need you to give me a advantage unarmed strike.
What's my unarmed? +4. Good God.
Listen.
It's an 11.
11? You just missed this thing. As it squirms out of the way, as you slam your foot down.
That's disgusting. I'm just chasing it around, stomping.
Silver, you're able to keep composure of your little pest however you would like.
Silver, after years of wandering, is kind of just like studying it now, going, huh, that feature's kind of like that worm that I encountered in this place. Oh, those little spike. Oh, that is very, very interesting. Oh. And you just hear little exclamations of interest from the floating fairy.
Rain, this thing is pissed off in your hands. You don't know whether this thing is freaking out or what it's going to do next, but it swings around, it goes in to bite and chomp at you. Oh, God.
No one's doing well.
It's going to miss. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Whoa!
Nice.
Am safe.
As this thing tries to jump out, you grasp that bitch like Simba as it's your hands perfectly palmed around the spikes, taking no damage. You have complete control of this little guy as you can feel its rapid breathing just held between your hands.
Hey, you keep this up. I'm feeding you to him.
Teanu,
Yeah.
the sucker's gonna come in and it's gonna take a bite out of crime with an advantage as you just immediately, as it's in your hands, it just goes in like just going for your palm. Just 13 hit.
Let's check. Oh God. No. Yes, it does. It does.
Oh.
Am I keeping my fingers? My God.
Hold on. There's a few too many dice there.
I'm about to say, like, you're down to like half your health.
I'm just like, no, guys, let's just go on with the lesson. My hand is like bleeding profusely. I'm like, it's fine.
Good God, man. Where did this thing go? Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, oh, I see what it did. I see what it did. Let's bring that back down in line. 2d4 is what we're looking for there. All right, we're gonna take we'll do that again. Boom. Four points of piercing damage to you, Teanu.
I'll take that. Okay.
Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw now.
'Tis only a flesh wound. 8.
Little do you know, it infected you. No.
Yo. Yo.
I'm like, this isn't bad at all.
And your pest immediately it lunges and it's got a good solid 10-foot lead away from you. And while this is all going down, the expression on Professor Tavash's face has not changed a single bit. As he clears his throat. Repeat after me. No nos me amos ne lactora. I need history. Skill checks from everyone who is currently holding a pest.
Oh, well, no. Get rid of mine. She did well too.
As Beretta and Ruger struggle to remember the words that were just said, Silver, currently still pet talking to this thing.
A little too focused.
Keela
Yes.
and Rain, both of you focused with your pets in hand. Recanting these words back, you see these pests slowly begin to swirl and turn into this ethereal green and black energy source. And as it happens, it's not a traumatic experience for the creature. It is almost as if it's changing its own form from a caterpillar to a butterfly. As both of you hold this raw energy source between your two hands, I need Arcana checks out of both of you as you hold this, and it feels like all of a sudden you have a 50-pound bag of Quickcrete in your hands.
Not cocked.
We went very opposite directions with that.
Yeah, that was it.
Keela, keeping yours stable. Somehow just concentrating as much as you can. Rain, it's entirely unexpected when this happens. And you see this energy dart off in different directions. I need you to roll a 1d10.
Yep.
You can't make this up. As it sparks and goes across, you hear the crack of lightning rings out over the entire swamp, and you see these small clouds coalesce over your head like a small thunderstorm, and it begins to rain literally over your head.
Nice.
As the rest of the class, with big smiles on their faces, they've never seen anything like this wild magic trigger. I need dexterity saving throws. Riley, yours with disadvantage. Wilrent, you're straight up trying to catch your little critters.
Okay. 17.
Oh, 17.
9.
Describe however you have to like lay all out to get this pest, Teanu.
I just straight jump for it, like, you know, crouch as much as I can and leap forward the 10 feet and just like fully into the mud, into the dirt, grab it and start, you know, just kind of wrestling it.
As you hold this thing up, you're down on the ground holding this thing. Wilred, yours takes off like a bat out of hell.
I'm still trying to stomp it.
My God.
What is wrong with you? Are you just resigned to only using your feet to deal with things?
That's it. I'm a foot fighter.
She's going around trying to stomp this thing. With a 10, you don't even get to roll to try. You're so far off. This thing is scampering, going back further into the swamp. I need a history check with disadvantage for Silver, Teanu, and Ruger and Beretta. Remember, you can do disadvantage by holding control over the bee. Oh God.
Oh,
Ruger and Beretta mumbling through and recanting totally wrong words. Their past just goes from glowing this greenish color just to exploding all over them. Just completely covered in Nickelodeon style slime. Same happens to you, Teanu, but you're able to at least avoid it slightly. You think maybe you just squeeze the damn thing a little bit too much. Silver, this thing, you can see yours Willy Wonka style growing in size. At this point, you're holding this thing out. You have one last chance to get this right. Disadvantage. Fourteen. Go ahead. You're getting the incantation out as literally the spikes are like crushing into you and the slime is dripping down the side of your face.
All of a sudden, the words just popped to mind. And it glows.
Saying this clearly, you need to do an Arcana check.
Flat.
Disadvantage. I need you to roll a 1d10 as well.
Barely succeeds. I rolled 2. Why did you roll 2? Roll 1. There we go. 3.
As this thing swells up in size, this arcane explosion that goes off in you, it's part muck and monster, part just magic energy. As it knocks you completely back and prone, as this wave hits you, you are completely dazed and incapacitated. Just lights out down on the ground. Wilrent, as you're running along, trying to stomp the best you can down at this thing through the swamp, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. 13. As you go to stomp, as this little critter is running off, jumping from like lily pad to lily pad, you come in and you come across in between it and a log and you slam down and your leg just goes straight down into the swamp. At the same time, you look across and there's just this absolute massive creature raising up from down below. As you see it in its claws raise up out of the swamp, you can see what resembles just this massive swamp-like dog as it's lunging out for this pest. 1 second while I pull up this map.
You got yourself a swamp dog.
Swamp doggy.
Can I just say our class is a mess? You all are embarrassing me. I showed up with all of you and nothing is going well.
All of us are embarrassing you. All of us.
You let yours
wouldn't have gotten here
explode into
without
a
us.
rain cloud over your head.
But that was cool as shit.
This thing attacked me first.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
It was
you
real
could do anything to
intimidating.
antagonize
He
it.
said it tried to bite my hand.
Oh, big old scary, little
Oh, yeah.
creature.
The indomitable Will Rent cannot deal with a teeny tiny pest.
Yep.
You
That's
big
about it.
baby. We're gonna test and see if that ego is as fragile as your skin, apparently.
Baby.
Yo, this map is cool. I
Ooh.
do love some water features.
Why does this look like a swamp graveyard?
I mean, to be fair, that's exactly what this place is. So.
Prime classroom space.
It's fine.
Did you think you would get anything else?
I was hoping for some AC. Next thing we're gonna see is a dead bird out here.
Truth. All right. With your harnessed arcane power, there is going to be 2 pieces on this surprise round. Keela, one is yours and the other is the Bayou Groff's.
Okay.
This thing is going to lurch out and it's going to try to swallow that pest that's in front of it, as well as Wilrent. First come its claws.
Just 28.
Oh, good God.
Does the asshole survive the first day of class?
Oh
Great
my.
What are
question.
you talking about? He's a hero, right?
Oh my God.
Good
No.
God.
Down.
The answer is
Down.
I'm not sure.
Well,
That is definitely a swamp puppy. Yes.
Oh man.
Yikes.
Is that all piercing damage?
That is all piercing damage.
Then I am down.
As this thing swipes both Wilrent and the pest to the ground.
Oh my lord.
well.
It's strange.
Keela's not laughing, but I am.
I know. I think Beretta's just gonna be rolling.
Or she's gonna be like, yo, that got that pulled down in one hit. Oh hell no.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sorry, before this swipe,
Yes.
this is an initiative roll off. So there is a chance here. Keela,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to trigger your combat
Trigger.
state.
12. 13. With my initiative.
Bayou Groffs All right, so you can see in slow motion this claw coming up and out of the water. This is your chance to act first.
So I have my ball of orb, right? My raw energy
Yes.
that I'm maintaining. Can I roll a history check to see if I have at least a general knowledge of how to like control it and move it? Can I like, can we turn this into dodgeball? Can I throw this thing at it?
I need you to roll an Arcana check.
Okay. Or is this something I'm supposed to eat now? I don't know. Do I eat it? Do I throw it? That'll be a 12.
You have a free cast reaction of one of your first level spells.
Okay.
So right now you have an action and your reaction.
I don't... You said spells. I don't know any spells. I don't know any spells.
I forgot. You're the
I'm a barbarian.
You're the barbarian going to the wizard school.
I don't know any. I'm really good at seeing patterns and like respecting nature as is, but interacting with my own physiology, not.
What's your pathway?
Oh, off the top of my head, what did I choose? I can't remember. Let me check. Oh. I opted for Form of the Beast. So I don't really have anything long distance either. I can run. I can charge at it.
Yeet is also almost always an option.
I didn't know. Well, I didn't know, like,
our last characters.
do you throw the orb or do you eat the orb? I don't know what to do with this magic. It's day one. I haven't read it yet.
That's a good question.
All right. Is it for you or for something else?
You can transfer this power
Okay.
that you currently have into a free use of one of your forms of the beast as a
Okay.
reaction.
Okay. All right. Then that is what we are going to do. So I know to take this orb and absorb it.
Yes, you're just going to absorb its energy into your body. This is going to be the first time. If you do so, you will have to rage with your bonus action, and then
Okay.
you essentially, it's like getting two swipes. You have an
All right.
action reaction.
I guess we're raging then. Gosh darn it, Wilrin, I'm just getting frustrated with all of you because you keep embarrassing me and you can't get your act together, and I want to look like we're part of the smart group so we can impress the teacher on her first day and get into the high marks class. So I'm taking this orb and I kind of compress it a little bit between my paws and I push it into my chest, allowing it to kind of pulse within my heart before you see it begin to spread almost a little translucently against my white skin, this purple vein flow that goes out and through my body, and it reaches up into my skull, and you see it, my horns. I have two little tiny horns there. They begin to pulse of a brighter purple, branching out like roots growing from my head, going into a pair of antlers. I'm reflavoring the form of the beast's tail and doing it as antlers instead of a tail. So I am going to then have my massive pair of antlers turning into a jackalope.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to be.
Jackalope form engaged.
Hello, that's impressive.
Boom. Boom. A raging jackalope. Oh, why can't you get your act together? Hold your pest. And I'm going to just run in between the pest and that beast. And I will attack. So that's going to be our melee. Let's see how this goes.
Oh,
18.
the spin off the one. 18 will hit. Go ahead and
Yes.
move your token
Yes,
wherever
yes.
you're going to be at.
All right, I'm now going to be in between the two. Just cannot take this. All right, throwing some damage out there. Not much damage, it's 4. Kind of like a warning shot. I'm just creating a barrier, slashing away.
You literally go out and you boop the snoot.
I'm looking at it. Just back up.
Second swipe.
All right, let's see if we hit with this sucker. $19.
19 hits.
Better. 8 points of piercing damage. That did like so little on its health bar.
I do like being able to see it now, so it's not just how
Yeah.
scary does the picture look is your only gauge of health, you know?
Oh no.
Oh no.
All right, I'm just taking swipes across it. More so just moving my massive antlers back and forth in between, creating like this barrier where it's hopefully trying to intimidate it back. Like, obviously we've got numbers on our side. Don't pick this battle. I'm not moving forward to you. Don't come forward.
All right.
Holding my arms out.
So, as this thing swipes out, you getting in front of Wilrent. How I'm going to play this is you are going to absorb half of this swipe.
Okay.
The other half will go to the pest and over towards Wilrent. So let me go up here in the in that order and snag it.
34.
It was 34.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
Alright.
we each take 17.
So you're going to take 15. You're going to take 17.
Mm-hmm.
The pest is going to take 9. And you will take 8 points, Wilrent.
Okay.
With that nat 20 still coming in, I need strength saving throws with disadvantage from Keela, the pest, and Wilrent. Oh my god, 22, 24.
Boom. 22's my weakness. I'm a barbarian. Come on.
Wilrent,
Oh.
you're gonna be knocked prone
Okay.
as you literally drop into the swamp. You're a little pest guy.
Buddy.
Little two to match.
Oh my god, he goes from -2 to a 20. Poor little guy. He's gonna go down into the swamp as well, also prone. Keela, you are going to stand your ground. Now remember, Keela, you are raging.
Yes.
So you only take half the damage
Oh,
that
that's
you
right.
just received, because this is piercing, slashing, or bludgeoning damage. You only take half.
Okay, so I will add half back in.
And you always
you.
round up on yours.
Okay.
So you can put that back in. With you still standing up in front of them, that Bayou Gruff is going to chomp down at you instead of the bodies that are laying there, as it's going to go in for its bite. The 17 hit.
Will hit. Yes.
It's going to do 12 points of piercing damage. You'll take half of that with 6 points.
Got it. Thank you. Cool.
Let's go. Saving lives over here. Keela, jackalope form. Everyone else is going to be able to roll their initiative now.
I don't see myself in the list.
You got cut. I'm sorry. It's unfortunate.
Someone's got to ride the bench.
We didn't mean to tell you this way, but
Listen,
Budget cut. So sorry.
listen. I was already knocked
Budget
prone
cut.
anyway. It's fine. I got a 2.
Wait, hold on. I got
How do
a
you roll with that?
7.12.
that's
What the hell does
impressive.
that mean?
It's better than a 7.
Oh,
This is some like gymnastics score.
it's what it's doing. It's levying you guys out that all tied.
We're levied. We're levied. All right. All right.
That's cool. I've not seen that before.
Improvements on improvements.
All right. So I'm going to put you at an 8. All right. Initiative is set.
Oh, do I have a roll off with the graph?
Yeah, it's weird that you guys didn't have a roll off.
Yeah.
Reroll.
Just decided.
You can just right click and reroll. All right, the Groff is just gonna beat you out. Put you back at the 7, where you're at, and Groff back at the 7, but just above you. All right. We'll start this combat off. Beretta's gonna lead off with a 14. And she's going to immediately just covered in slime. She's gonna pull out her gun and just run towards this dog.
Get her.
Got the gat.
It's gonna go in blasting. Arcane cannon over towards the pooch, set on fire. $16 does hit. It's gonna do 6 points of fuego damage. Keela, it is your turn again.
Yes. All right. We're actually going to whip out our great axe at this. Just horns still glowing bright purple from that. Almost pulsating between a purple and a teal every time you see kind of when she moves and flexes with her attacks, it actually shimmers for a bit with that blue brightness, almost giving away that she's getting ready to hit.
Oh, let's go.
That should hit.
Somebody's got hot dice.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, that hits.
There we go. 7 points of slashing damage. That will be her turn.
I want to make sure that you have actually enabled raging on your character sheet.
I marked it off on the 3 notes under my bonus actions.
I just double
Is there
checking.
another toggle?
I'm trying to see what you actually rolled. It's not letting me see what you rolled. 1d12 plus 3. Right now, 3 is your strength. Okay, no, your rage bonus damage did not go in.
Okay.
Rage, you gain advantage on strengths and saving throws. You do 2 extra melee damage with strength weapons. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I don't see you currently raging. I'm gonna refresh.
Bro, I'll show you how to rage.
Is there a toggle to rage in D&D Beyond?
Let's see. Okay, you have yours toggled. Let me see if it's on the B. Bless, guidance, bane, magic weapon, etc. And I was pretty sure that it auto added it in there, but it doesn't look like that it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in, and you have done a total of 6 extra damage so far. And I'm going to mark that from your 3 attacks. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to auto put it on your weapon right now. I'll go back and look at it later and see why you're not getting your rage. Bam.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
Now,
I toggled it underneath the rage section, but I don't see another separate thing within D&D Beyond.
no, it's all good. So you do a +5 now on that axe swing. Let's go. All right.
Sweet.
There's your swing. Bonus action, movement.
I'm staying right between Wilrent the Pest and our swampy puppy.
Teanu, it is your turn.
All right. Yeah. We're going for it. We're just jumping right in. Gonna use an unarmed strike on Big Fluff. Because you know how Tay just loves animals. 14.
14 just hits.
4.
4 points of bludgeoning damage. This dog is hungry. Bonus action.
Let me know if I got this right. I'm going to spend 1 point of key and do Step of the Wind to jump out of this scenario. I'm trying to get swiped because somebody's up next.
Absolutely.
Great.
Is it a Misty Step? Is it a full 30 feet or you get 15 feet?
It says, Step of the Wind says you can spend 1 key point to take the disengage or dash action as a bonus action on your turn, and your jump distance is doubled for that turn.
Dope. Yeah, you can move yourself wherever you want without taking that attack of opportunity.
Great. Great. I'm getting back behind the doggo.
End of Tiana's turn. The Bayou Gruff. It's gonna swipe back over at you with its claw. Keela.
Okay.
Oh, let's go. 12.
No!
12 will
does
not
not
hit.
hit. No!
As you miss this gnarly claw that comes up from the swamp, it doubles back around, coming in with a big bite.
Yeah, that will definitely hit.
Oh, 24 points of piercing damage. You're going to take 12 of that.
I am still up.
A little tank that
That's
could. A little tank that
That's why I got out
could.
of there. I knew I couldn't take that.
Bayou's gonna be locked in as it's trying to get to that damn grubby pest that's back behind you. Rain, with your own personal cloud, it is your turn.
Heck yeah. Okay. Rain's gonna see that the bunny's getting beat up.
Yes.
So she'll cast Healing Word, 2nd level. Let me see. You get a hot 8 points back.
Kila's just going to look over at her shoulder and just look at you with this wave of gratefulness. Oh, thank you.
Let me see. And she's gonna send Atlas Dog towards the beast.
Oh yeah.
And he's
Pupper
gonna-
on pupper.
And he's gonna do a nice heckin' chonk.
Get it.
No!
It's a warning.
Oh,
Can't believe this.
our rolls are so bad, except
So
for Becca's.
It reminds me of that first 2 days where we were just like fall out of trees.
Mm-hmm.
Brutal.
Falling off waterfalls.
That will end
Bridges.
you and Atlas Dog's turn. Any movement for you, Rain?
I'm gonna move right over here. Still some distance, but close enough in case I gotta heal somebody.
That's a nice healing attack combo setup you got. That's good balance.
Mm-hmm.
She's the only person that could.
Good build.
I think I'm the only person who can heal.
No, I can heal. Just it ain't happened yet. Beretta's way more pissed than Ruger is about this slime. I couldn't have her run in with a heal. Wilrit currently underwater, prone. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
4.
This has all happened so quickly. You're gonna take 1 point of exhaustion as that swamp water fills your lungs. I need you to give me a strength saving throw to get up and out of this swamp.
7. It's heavy armor.
All I'm gonna say, Keela, is that at this point he just seems like he wants to die. So like I don't.
Oh my!
I'm just don't worry.
I don't know if that would
Unable.
impact my grade, letting my teammate fail. This is a group project and we are all passing.
That's right. You let him fall out of teacher sight.
Yes. Somewhere else, anywhere else, outside the dorm window. I don't care.
Wilrit,
Just like his poor best friend.
oh, you're gonna take
Wait a minute.
6 points of damage as you're unable to get yourself pulled out in that heavy armor underwater in this swamp. You can take a swipe at Doggo with disadvantage while you're underwater.
Well, let's see if I got anything else.
What's that?
Sorry, I'm just gonna look at my other stuff real quick.
I bought you some time to live. Choose that time carefully.
Swamp's gonna finish him off.
Yeah. We'll put up a nice tombstone.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Disadvantage hit. I will use my channel divinity to add a 10. What is
Smart.
that?
Is really trying.
Smoke him if you got him.
To gain a plus 10 bonus, so that's a 17 to hit.
17 will hit.
Okay.
As you
Divine smite.
murmuring this prayer underneath waters, you're flailing in this plate armor stuck underneath the swamp, trying to guide this strike true.
All right, so that's 9 slashing, and then where's the D8's at? And then 13 radiant on top of that, 22. And then
Oh, this dynamic
I
water
don't-
is so pretty.
don't.
So good.
Well, I don't know how this. So I used channel divinity. Hold on.
Bonus action.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, is it a bonus action? Because none
I
of those
ru-
require an action.
Now I can let you guys do channel divinity as a bonus action. You use your action to swipe out,
Okay.
able to drop that smite as you guys just see this radiant shot go through the swamp. There's just like an explosion of brackish water as it heads out. I will have you put in that spot right there as you're just kind of like floundering. You swing your scimitar, right? Double-sided
double
scimitar.
blade.
Yeah. As it goes flying out towards this pooch, and that's the first time you can see blood begin to fill the swamp water as it's officially bloodied after your smite.
Dope. That's it then.
All right. End of Wilrin's turn, still underwater. Ruger's gonna run forward. Where did he go? Is he still under the water? Ah, shit. I'm going to switch my gun to the Force Ballista. And I'm going to try to blast you out of the swamp, Wilrin.
Everybody's blasting.
Everybody's blasting.
So I come out blasting.
I want chat to know we are gonna that joke is gonna be made the whole campaign, but perpetually, forever, in perpetuity. I just want you to know right now that if you're going to get tired of the joke, be prepared to get tired of the joke.
Actually, I'm not gonna do the Force Blast. I'm gonna set that seeing Keela's heroics. I'm gonna switch that gun over to the Protector, and this will get everyone that is within 5 feet of Keela. It's gonna do 1d8 plus 3.
I can feel it. It's a nice, like, little tickle behind me.
Oh, that is 4 points of healing.
Hot.
My toes feel better. Thank you.
Hey, that made a major difference for that little pest over there.
That's true. No, thank you. I don't want to be ungrateful.
It's just like, there's too much slime on my cannon here. God, shit. That's the end of Ruger's turn.
okay.
Silver, it's your turn.
Let's see. Yeah, Silver's gonna float up about 10 feet. And then we're gonna cast Scorching Ray at 2nd level. I assume I roll it once for each ray, just to make sure.
Yep.
Cool.
10
miss?
first ray. Misses.
That
Luckily,
one-
does not slam into Keela.
That one won't though, with a 24.
That'll hit.
And 11. A 1 ray. One ray hits. I just can't. We can't roll 5 fire damage.
Oh, that was your roll on the third? Okay.
Yeah.
So only 5 fire damage. My bad. So 6 will go back on here. Yep, that one missed as well.
Good lord. Yeah, that's it.
Any movement for you, Silver?
I'm just floating 10 feet up. Don't know how to denote that yet, so.
Beretta's still covered in slime. She's pissed. She's shooting her cannon.
Oh,
Let's go.
heck yeah.
Gonna let that sucker eat. Nat 20 is in the chat. Gonna do 14 points of fire damage. Oh, and that thing is knocking on death's door as it lights up, and you can see these little blue pods all over its back begin to just burst as these flames go across the top of it. Keela, it is your turn.
All right. We are going to use that form of a beast tail, using those antlers once again, trying to scare it away. 17, that'll hit.
17 will hit.
Eight points of damage.
All right, and this is your tail.
Yes. That's on my head.
Oh yeah, I forgot you using your give him the horns.
Yes, yes.
Is this your bonus action? I can't remember.
This is my action to use that.
Okay.
Attacking with the tail. Yes.
Okay, so it is 1d8 plus 3. I forgot I need to put on the plus 2 as well to that. So it's going to do 10 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Describe giving this pooch the unconscious blow.
Okay, good. I was like, I don't want to kill it. I want to be very clear. I also
No,
think
I'd heard what you said
Tehana
earlier.
would never hurt, if you talk to me again if I murdered this creature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of first swipe at it with my antlers, but do that more of a distraction and using then my hands to kind of sweep in under its neck, and I'm going to put it in a sleeper till it falls asleep. A big old hug from your raging bunny rabbit. It's a bunny hug. That's what a sleeper is now. It's a bunny hug.
A weightlifting bunny hug.
Yes, a weightlifting bunny hug.
A jack rabbit bunny.
Yes. And then I'm going to kind of drag it out of the water then, so that way its head doesn't fall into the water and drown. So I'm going to pull it out and kind of just plop it there on the ground in front of us.
We're at Constitution saving throw.
16.
16. Gathering yourself. Give yourself a athletics check now.
Set.
As you're just going to breach the water, getting a mouthful of air, and then immediately back down. Ruger's gonna run down and go lend you a hand and begin pulling you up out of the water on the edge of the swamp. You're laying there on your back, staring out with this unconscious Bayou Gruff. You and this nervous little pest that's also climbed its way out, and it's also laying there just kind of shell-shocked from everything.
I'm gonna reach over and grab the pest and hold it up. I got it.
You need to roll an athletics check.
Okay.
Oh God, you
Damn,
can't
7.
stop rolling
Please tell me he
fives.
grabs the stick. Please tell me he just grabs the stick.
Either way.
It's just a clump of lily pads in green that you hold up. You just miss grabbing it. As Tavash looks out towards the class, a whole other line of individuals all holding this green ball of energy in between their hands. Well, that is one way to certainly get acquainted with a Bayou Gruff. Class, use this as a good example of making sure that you hold on to your magic source at all costs. Sedgemoor is not a tame place. Tavash holding that arcane source from the small pest that he consumed it with. Kneels down towards Wilrance and you, Keela. As you can see this black, brackish, necrotic energy flow from this orb that he has, as you can feel the life source of that pest transfer back into your body. Him reaching down and pulling up that pest that Wilrant couldn't get. Transferring it immediately within his hands, finishing off and healing both of you to the top. With a snap of his fingers, just a little bit spritz out and slams in towards your chest, Tiano. As he takes the rest in his hand and walks your way, Keela. Now, are you currently standing, or are you still down with the doggo?
I have collapsed and sitting on my butt. Feet out in front of me, just big old feet straight up on the ground, exhausted and upset. Because I would have been able to control my energy orb if I didn't have to use it to save Wilrant's ass. Is what's the narrative in her head. So it's a bit pouting.
Tavash leans down. Well. Magic does manifest in strange ways, does it not? and saving a life while you're at it. For it was your choice to take this Groff's life.
Oh, I didn't want to take anybody's life.
And I'm glad you didn't. I'm sure he is as well. As he points down to the collar and tags.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
You
Does this
didn't
belong-
have time to notice.
Oh, am I gonna get detention for this?
Far from it. As he looks down over at Wilrent. I think this gentleman will do just fine in bog tension. We can go over holding on to our pests so something like this doesn't happen again. As you can see, the life slowly begin to come back in that Bayou Gruff. I think you've certainly made quite the impression here. Our little furry plant friend. As you can see, it's just kind of leaned over and it just looks, you see that pitiful, exhausted dog face as it's just laying over there, slowly getting its life back. And that, class, is why we are extra careful with the pests that we keep. We are not the only ones that want to take something organic and turn it into something else. And these pests, they're not just our tools to the arcane. They are also the life source in the cycle of the swamp itself. Now, our friend McGruff down here is excellent at sniffing these things out. Almost too excellent today. Fortunately, he will take a small rest. When he recovers, we'll be sending McGruff out to go hunting for these pests. Isn't that right, boy? As he scratches him behind the ear. Just rolls over, eyes not even open, just trying to get the sympathy belly rub the best that he can. So, now that you all understand, this is what it means to get your hands dirty. No life taken without reverence. As Tavash extends a hand to get you all the way up to your feet, Wilrent. Do you take it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'll just stand up. I'm not going to say anything, though. Gotta sling the butt off some of my armor. Empty my helmet out.
As it pours to the ground. So let's start from the top and try to contain our pests this time. As he snaps his fingers and another large crate just full of pests squirming around over the top. Come. Let us all get a new one.
As Silver goes to get a new one, he's gonna pass off a handkerchief that he pulls out of his little knapsack towards Keela, so that she can wipe off the mud.
Thank you.
Good job. You did good. And then shyly go and get his pest.
Are we doing a fist bump?
If he sees the fist bump, he'll awkwardly go for the fist bump like a.
We're really bad at this.
Almost turkeying because he thought you were gonna go for a high five first. Just.
We'll work on it. I'm just too tired to try to fix, even though it bothers me a little bit that we didn't do it correctly, because if we're gonna do it, we have to do it right. But I'm just gonna bookmark that in the back of my brain. Like we are going to practice our fist bumps later.
Friendship practice. Yes. To the bugs, I think.
Right. She starts wiping off all of this mud and even a little bit of blood, which is really hard to get out of like her white fur. Like she's really gonna have to get some soap and water. And she looks at the handkerchief. How about I just wash this and then give it back to you?
No worries. I don't need it. So if you'd like to keep it, you can. If you'd like to return it, that's fine as well.
Do you just always hand out handkerchiefs to anyone?
No. But you were one of the first friends I had, so I figured I wouldn't make any requests of you.
Oh. That's right. We are friends. Thank you. She's gonna like fold it like, that's all right. This is the price of friendship. I get a handkerchief. And she's very happy with this exchange. It seems like an appropriate transaction between friends.
As you all have your exchange and everyone begins to go and get their pest for another round in this lesson, I'm going to let you guys go and grab that first beverage break. Picking back up as you all spend the morning trying to harness the ability of turning organic life into arcane power. As the rest of the class begins to dismiss for lunch as they head back to Widdershin's Hall. Tavash looks back at the rest of the group from Deermont. I think that this would be a perfect bonding experience for all of you at Deermont Hall. We'll need to refill our cache of pests, and I see no better way to bond with our precious McGruff than taking him out after class today and fetching some new ones. All of you. Since you've all demonstrated that you can work well as a group. Just saying that makes me remember every time being assigned a group project and I wanted to kill myself.
Yes. That's what I'm like. A group project.
A group project.
Thank you for sentencing to me to more work. Thank you, sir.
Knowing full well that you will be the only person to do said work.
I wanted to do the work of three as one. Thank you. Thank you, Tavash.
Professor, this suspiciously sounds like detention.
Quite the opposite, Rain. And do dry yourself off, as he wisps and removes that rain cloud from over the top of your head.
What made you think I was wet? I'm a water genasi.
Water's wet, right?
Water, don't
I
stop.
am the water.
What is good for the goose isn't always good for the gander.
Are we the gander?
Now do enjoy the perks of Widdershin's Hall. I wouldn't want you missing out on your first meal from Jayum. Roll a history check.
Oh,
I am a historian.
hello. Yes, you know all things now.
It's still detention, is what I'm hearing.
Listen, Silver's just enthralled with the pupper. Now that the pupper doesn't look like it's trying to murder them.
That helps.
Ah, yeah, let's go. Let's go. Change of dice, not helping over here either. Actually, I got a 20 with it. I can't pitch. Wilrit and Rain. The name Jayum does spur stories in your head that you have heard that literally students from all over Strixhaven will try to spend damn near their entire lunch period heading through the Sedgemoor just to get to his cooking. Like I said, you want to get yourself in line. It does get busy this way. I will see all of you after class. Same spot. Yes, Keela.
Sorry, what? Did I do something?
I thought you were just about to say something.
No. I was just thinking about all the work we have to do. It's fine. She's gonna hold up her notebook, which is now soggy with swamp water, which means she can't take notes anymore, and she's very upset because now she has to keep running through her list in her mind to try to remember it. Actually, without it, she's incredibly forgetful. So this may be harder for her.
As he turns back around and kind of sees that you're struggling to put everything together in a very, very long first day. I think you're going to do just fine. Not everyone's a natural. It's a small, reassuring tap on your shoulder as he turns back away, and you can see this necrotic black energy swirl as he disappears from the outdoor classroom.
Keela,
Hmm?
I know I already gave you a handkerchief, but I have my spare notebook.
Thank you. Yes, I could use a spare notebook. She's gonna pull it out. It's not.
It's like smaller, and it's this little flippy version.
Does it have? is it college ruled, like with the actual lines and
Yes.
proper margins?
Yes.
Okay, then thank you.
It's just a little flip version instead of like the book.
Okay, no. That's like a little. I'll feel like a little detective
It has,
taking
it has
notes.
to fit. It has to fit in his little bag. So you know.
Keela.
Mhm.
Upon mastering the first lesson, you may bump your level from 3 to 4.
Oh, suck it, losers!
Yield you.
You're a monster.
Keela is vicious.
Now the true colors come out.
God.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
It's the were rabbit taking hold.
Class
Yes.
pet.
Competitive as all get out when it comes to academics.
I may be an accidental serial killer, but she's a psycho.
Oh, that sounds right.
10 points for Gryffindor right there.
Ravenclaw, actually. Obviously, she'd be Ravenclaw.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Hold on. It's really 10 points
So
for
obvious.
Slytherin with that comment from Will right there. Come on now.
As you guys begin to gather your things to head towards the Wittersons' dining hall. You can all begin to smell just what can only be described as one of the mainline holidays. It's where literal spices compete for time with your nostrils. There are organic spices and herbs, of which some that you have never even smelled before. And you can see the ridiculously long lines. A few of you that are in the front can begin to see just the sheer amount of ridiculous pots and pans. It's a buffet that doesn't seem to end. Stew pots full and simmering. You can see all bits and bobs of different creatures and cuts. Fish being freshly prepared, along with red meats and fresh greens. It is the absolute opposite of what you feel a college cafeteria should be like. And this is the benefits of eating in Witherbloom, where there is a literal forest and swamp at your disposal to gather some of the most exotic ingredients in the entire plane. Staring back out, you can see this small but wide-statured man, large tusks that point as almost as sharp as his own ears. White beard elegantly tucked back with his chef's apron and hat. As this master and commander of the kitchen begins to waylay to just piles of fresh produce and proteins. This is your time as a group while you're waiting in line and smelling all of this.
You're going to see short little Keela. She's like 3 feet, remember? constantly like peeking up on her toes. She can smell everything. At times she can glimpse above the heads and see like all the food, the gloriousness of it. But most of the time she's having to kind of peek over everyone's shoulders to try to figure out what is it that she's smelling. What are you guys gonna get?
Well, I'm staying away from the meat. And then I'm looking at all the produce that's around.
I'm not.
Well, at least it looks like there's a lot of options.
Those herbs smell incredible. I can't. What? And he's gonna look. And are those like the big cauldrons on the back? Are those like different selections of herbs in those giant tubes? Robert?
It's whatever you want them to be.
Oh, okay. He's just gonna marvel at every single herb he's ever seen, and then anything he's imagined, and just be like, "There's like 50 of them." How do you get... You're just gonna start hearing them mumbling as he starts going through different herbs.
I'll be damned. That smells like paella. And I think that is the last thing I'd be expecting to be on the menu out here. Oh, we're gonna drink dirty bog water and eat lily pads. No offense, Daniel.
Those can be very nutritious, and in a pinch, it's better than starving. But
Take
you're
your
right. No,
word
this is
for
way
it.
better. Yeah.
As Beretta's got a big shit-eating grin on her face. I don't care what it all is. I'm getting pot pie. Someday, you're going to have to eat something else other than pot pie. No, I don't. I want it every day, and it needs to be chicken. There better not be too many peas and carrots in it. Better be plenty of gravy.
I'm not.
So let's be honest, if they do include peas, they should be frozen peas because it adds a better texture.
I'm not.
You're
I'm
correct.
Not sure they have. I'm not sure they have chicken here. But we'll see. I'm more preoccupied with the herbs. Go back to blank stare.
Beretta doesn't even acknowledge that you're talking in this conversation between him and her and Keela.
Sorry, what? Standing on her tippy toes again, she's going to notice the chef, this well-renowned, like, I wonder, you know, they're okay, throw me if I'm wrong on this, but there's that saying, you are what you eat, right? Well, do you think he's eaten too many noodles? Because that is exactly what his beard looks like. It just looks like he's now literally growing noodles from his face. I'm assuming those aren't actually noodles and he's not just chopping them up and as he trims his beard, adds it to the stew in front of him.
I mean, that depends. How many carrot bars do you eat?
Those things are delicious.
But you're not a carrot, right?
She's got
That's
a point.
fair. And I haven't turned orange yet. Maybe it's because I haven't eaten enough of them.
So you want to turn into a carrot?
I guess it would be interesting to better understand my relationship with carrots and how greatly they influence me and the degree. So I should probably test that out.
Maybe you should start a garden.
Well, if we stay in one place, actually, I think that would be a great idea. It would be fun. We could have a garden and deer hunt. It's so fun to be like a nice little. Okay, no one's else on board on that.
I don't care how many carrots you eat, as long as you can do what you did back there today.
Well, I don't normally use them in, actual situations like that. I mean, it's typically just staged competitions and it's just me and a pair of weights. So I'm not imagining that we would have to do that again and again here at Witherbloom. I mean, it's a school, right? It's meant to be academic, not like...
Remember,
threatening.
Witherbloom, we're here to get our hands dirty.
Yeah, with dirt, not with blood. Okay, maybe with blood. Okay, I can
At
see
that
that.
quote,
There will
Silver's
be
gonna
blood.
look back at Ruger and go, "Did you just absorb something academic?"
No, I like it because it's a phrase. Get your hands dirty. That's what I like to do. Maybe I don't
He's gonna look at
understand all of this, and I'd prefer it to be a little bit more mechanical, but I get my hands dirty every day.
And Silver's gonna look at Keela and go, progress.
What's with that judgment over there? You never
No,
get your hands dirty, fairy?
Well, you see, I float, so I don't generally get my feet dirty anyway. But
I said your hands.
well, I cast spells. I don't traditionally have to,
And he makes a punching motion.
So, it's something I need to learn. Yes, I just, you kind of just
So-
learn to.
Do you
to-
agree?
Yes. You kind of learn to just let things happen when you don't have anybody to protect you. So,
Now shuffles his foot in midair. Which is a feat, mind you.
Moving further up in the line, being able to get your heart's content. As it is truly all that you can eat, and you can see the jealousy of the late individuals that are getting in as they're just starting to cut the end of the line off. As you can see, there's just exhausted students that look like they've been coming from God knows where, only to be denied. As you can see, faculty sending them over to the a la carte section. As you can see, these very, very ungourmet sack lunches over to the side that appear to be full of cold bog cuts.
Ugh. All right, so lesson for all of us. Don't be late or else we're going to get the gross sandwiches. And I don't think they have vegetarian options over there. I don't know what that is.
You look over and you can see it looks like it's just a bag of grass.
Oh no, it's very vegetarian.
It looks identical to what Will Rent drug up as the actual pest.
Got it.
so it looks like we're gonna have to get here early each day, cause
Well, not if we're over here. We'll be just fine. It's when we're the ones across campus we're gonna have to figure it out. This is gonna set the bar high. Really high. Especially if they have pot pie! As you can see, Beretta is just hopping up. She's like jumping up, pushing off of the tray table that she's sliding along. It's because, all cafeterias have to have that slide along, pushing up over. Popeye! Popeye! For God's sakes, where's the Popeye? Eventually finding a small section of pies near the end.
Just out of curiosity, is this like a big pan of pot pie or are these individual pies? Because this will determine
Individual
better
pies.
crust to pie ratio.
Yes.
Those are way better. Keela's gonna add one of those to her plate. Well, if you love it so much, it's worth a shot, isn't it?
Of course it is. She looks
Silver's
down.
gonna take one.
And this is where you can see there's some very interesting ingredients over here. It is a crapshoot on what kind of pie that you're getting. It appears at one point in time they were well organized, but the upperclassmen that have gone through have taken the liberty of moving all of the nameplates around. Ah.
I'm just gonna take one. I'm waiting for the fish down at the end. So
No. Think of this as your first test. Think of it as a sniff test. You have to guess, and you have to find out what it is. Here, I'll show you. Okay, so I'm going to
You may use nature. You may use survival.
Let's do nature. A 10.
Oh, there's something meaty in that pie, all right, but
Silver's
you
gonna
just
pick up the
can't
next
place it.
I'm going to guess
Dirty
maybe
20.
deer. As long as it's not rabbit, it'll be okay. I'm gonna pick it up and put it on my tray.
Rabbit.
I'm really hoping there is no rabbit served here. It'll be really messed up for me.
Would you like to phone a friend?
I mean, yeah. I'm young. I don't have trauma yet. I guess you could create some.
The first campus outreach.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
I went on my
I'm gonna hold
first
it up
day.
like, Green, you know meat. Does this smell like deer to you?
Same thing, nature or
Okay.
survival check, either one.
I rolled a dirty 20 on my nature check, looking for chicken.
We'll get to yours in just a second.
Yep.
$13 on yours. You don't have a clue what's in there.
Smells good though.
Well, I suppose once we bite in and see the texture and flavor, we'll figure it out. So let's hope. It's delicious.
Oh. Silver, you recognize yours immediately. A little reptilian on the end as you got yourself a Gila monster pie.
Oh.
Oh, we're going exotic, are we?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
It's gonna set it down right next to like their version of mashed potatoes.
Little
And make
lizard
sure he gets
pie.
some of the fish.
As you reach out to something that looks a little bit more familiar this time, as you kind of
Yes,
poke and
yes.
prod at that small pie, seeing just a little bit of orange and black on the inside. So a little bit of skin left on one of the pieces. Ruger kind of looks over at your lizard pie. I think I'm gonna hold off on that.
Don't worry, it's not for everyone.
No.
However, the mashed potatoes.
Yeah, the mashed potatoes. He takes two big scoops of it and like covers it in butter. He's like, I think I'm gonna wait for that. It looks a little bit more like shit beef. A little bit more my style.
You learn not to be picky, unfortunately.
Suit yourself.
And to be fair, this is a world, well, campus renowned chef. So I would assume trying things is at least, what you might want to do.
Like I said, suit yourself. Teano, what are you grabbing as far as greens?
Well, I just walk right up to the grass bag and grab a handful, sit down, make no intention at going at it, but
Oh no. You don't have to. That's the cold cut section. You have whatever. Hey, let's just put it this way. You were this 90s mom at the Ruby Tuesdays salad bar for the first time.
Hello. No, I was wondering. Okay. No. Okay, great.
Ruby
What-
Tuesdays.
Not the
Well, then I'm
Tuesday.
giving it the works. I'm giving it the works,
Y'all.
All these people they're eating their lizard pies and I'm having a wonderful, delicious salad over here.
You got all the leaves with all the dressing.
Just like you taking a bite and just like, woo. the crunch of my lettuce. Oh God.
Nothing but waist hygienes as far as the eye can see over there.
And some kids, yo.
Yes.
Oh my God. Wilrent, what are you looking in particular for on this buffet?
Wilrin is not picky. He's going to be grabbing one of everything that he can possibly put on a plate. He gives just about zero fucks. long as it's the equivalent of 5 dozen eggs.
You just
Please tell me that's his hero.
Yep. He just doesn't. He just whatever it is doesn't matter. He's just piling it.
you
Just,
just have this
you know,
mountainous tray.
indiscriminately.
Eventually, Ruger finds his paella at the very, very end, puts it on a course with what looks like his kettle beef and his pile of mashed potatoes that looks like that one Alien movie. God, I can't even think of its name anymore. Close
Alien.
Encounters. As you guys all sit down for the very first time at a lunch table at Strixhaven. Question: is everybody still sitting at the same table, or have you spread out?
I guess it depends on the size of the tables.
These are long, large wooden tables that accommodate.
I'm happy to find myself sitting next to Silver again,
I
but I certainly make room for the rest of Dearmont Hall.
have to take the end of the table because I'm feeding a gigantic dog.
Mm-hmm.
I've just been double plating this entire time. One plate for me, one plate for him.
I take the other side of that end cap on the table.
Yeah, and Ruger and Beretta, for sure, they're gonna slide in at the table, especially this.
You know those crinkle cut carrots?
Oh.
Ooh, I'm going to town. I'm going to town.
Crinkle cut carrots.
What you dipping
Fancy
them in?
salad.
Okay. Well, they had a couple different sauces, and at first I was like, obviously I'm gonna go French, and then I was like, no, go for something a little more fancy for the dressing on the salad, but then have a side of ranch, you know, for
Not a
dipping.
ranch for the crinkle cut, but we
Mhm,
upgrade to the balsamic on the salad.
I was like, balsamic. What else we got? Thousand Island. Come on.
Even Ruger passed by your salad bar, and while not picking up any lettuce, he did take a healthy chunk of blue cheese olives, a small
scoop.
pile of croutons, and some crumbled cheese over the top. Just a little bit of goat cheese over the top. It's his version of his Greek salad.
There you go. That's ingenuity, and we respect it.
yeah. You make do with what you got.
Yeah.
What, like olives? He's throwing these suckers back. About that time, you actually see Jayon begins wandering over towards the end of the table where you have Atlas Dog. As you can see, it appears to be a man on a mission, making a beeline towards your pupper.
Mm-mm.
Do you do anything when you see him making his way, Rain?
I keep an eye on his path, figuring out that he's heading to Atlas, and I think Atlas feels the same and he starts growling a little.
Roll a perception check as you keep in the side eye. $14. You can see he's going to be here at the edge of the table within seconds. And he is a man on a mission. As you look up, an Atlas Dog begins this first small growls. You see as this small trollish figure takes his chef's hat off. I would be remorse if I did not give you the finest cut of the day. I did not realize we had such an distinguished guest with us. As he winks over at you, Rain, and he's talking as if he is talking to Atlas. And what would your name be?
Well, I'm Rain. This is Atlas.
Atlas, a fine name, a fine name. I have procured quite the Karok bone for you. As he pulls out this massive roasted bone marrow. It looks like just this giant femur that almost is as big as Atlas itself. And you're wondering just how the hell did he palm this thing back behind him on the way? And you can tell, you can smell it. It smells good enough to eat yourself. It's got that roasted marrow, just full flavor on either side. Can't let something like this go to waste now, shall we? As he leans it up against the end of the table. Pleasure to meet both of you.
Oh, thank you. Damn, this bone is huge.
Silver's gonna kind of lean up toward in the middle of the table and go, I think somebody inadvertently became a house favorite.
I mean, of course he's a house favorite. Have you seen him? Look at that fur.
Atlas over here is doing his absolute best not to touch this bone until you tell the good boy to touch the bone, but he's just sitting over here and it's so big and it smells so good. I need you to roll an animal handling check.
Heck.
On the money. Couldn't be better than that. 17-17. Atlas dog, it's just slowly leaning closer to where his nose is almost touching the bone, but he has not taken a bite. He knows better.
Hold on. Let me take some of this marrow over here for myself, and then it's all yours, buddy.
Taking the best for yourself.
No, I'm not taking all of it. I'm taking like a spoonful of it, just like
Damn. Out of a whole
to like spread over my plate of meat.
Oh,
and
dude.
The rest of the bone goes all to him. It's
Rain.
a little spoonful.
Rain got the best piece of toast.
It's like the butter of the gods right there.
Yeah.
Doing bone marrow shooters at 12 o'clock at Strixhaven. That's how this shit rolls.
Can I look around and see if I see any other animals? Like, is this just like a pet-friendly cafeteria?
Go for it. Roll perception check.
I mean, with this big guy around, everywhere it's gonna be pet friendly.
I'm very short. It's hard for me to see past anything. I wonder if they've got like just a general pet policy that's really welcoming. I love it that they do that. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? For Witherbloom to be able to make it so friendly for anything and anyone to come in, but I don't know, you just don't normally see that. Some places are real sticklers, so it's really kind of sweet. I'm glad Atlas is so welcomed in here. Plus, I'm pretty sure you'd make sure that they let Atlas in, right?
I don't have to make sure. He makes sure. Who's gonna say no to that? He's taller than me.
That's fair.
And it's you're pondering this. Everyone else can look out and can see that almost everyone has some sort of class pet with them, as it's literally how the school operates. Everyone is literally needs these pests to be able to conjure and use the magic that they're working on. In its varying degree of sizes, you can see that some have held off before expending that life force. Some of them are starting to get pretty plump. Others' pests are brand new. Lots of odd creatures from the swamp, but no other majestic Atlas dogs. He certainly stands out, clear from the crowd. Anyone else looking at or doing anything in Widdershin's mess hall?
Still spreading that bone marrow, yeah.
That's delicious.
And with that, with your first time namesake dropping the chef's feast with a nat 20,
Whoa.
Ooh.
I will give everyone a chef's feast card. I will burn mine and Beretta's on our first lunch in Witherbloom. This will give us our proficiency bonus plus our level. Everyone has 6 temporary hit points.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I think I ate too much. I got a food baby going on over there right now. Oh, will you shut up? You wouldn't know the first thing what it's like to be a woman. As Beretta is just gonna slap the shit out of it, and it's an ear. It's like the hand to ear, the stuff that only a brother and sister could get away with. Ow! God. I didn't mean it like that. She's got a big grin on her face, as she indeed did get her chicken pot pie. As you can see, there are 5 other pies that have been poked and checked before she can get to the chicken. I heard the rest of the afternoon is going to be boring.
Why? It should be interesting, right? We're just getting into our day.
All the practicum is in the morning. Now we have to sit and listen to someone talk to us.
That's an opportunity to hear from an expert. That's really important.
I like getting my hands dirty, even if I did get covered in slime. And she takes some out of her pocket. And she squeezes it onto the counter.
Oh, I see you brought some back home. That's an interesting choice.
With a smile on her face, she just gives you a friend high five on your bicep.
It's a good thing I'm already gross, though.
Swamp buddies.
Thank you, buddy. That was so nice of you to touch
He's gonna
me.
turn away and smile and try not to laugh because he knows if he laughs, he too will get a swamp buddy high five.
You know, Beretta. She's gonna place a fork in her hand. How about you try my pot pie and tell me what's in it? How about that? And use the fork. And she's gonna try to use a napkin to get some of the swamp slime off of her arm.
Roll a perception check on that.
Yes! Ha! You don't see it. I'm real sneaky. We're still swamp buddies. I just don't need the swamp on me to confirm that.
She takes the fork from you. Well, I have opened up the rest of the pies. I can tell by the gravy as she peels back the corner of this with the fork. Looking down at it, it's not lizard. And it's certainly not chicken.
Please don't be trauma.
As she looks up towards you, I'm not sure if you really want to know.
It is better to know than to live in darkness. Tell me, what is it, slug?
No, it's not slug.
Swamp rat?
I think it's worse than swamp rat.
What's worse than swamp rat?
She sticks down and pulls it up. I think it's worm. And it is. It is just this gnarly. It's like having a hot dog that's flexible as she stabs it, and it's like, worm pie isn't for me.
Oh, thank goodness. No, it's just that. Okay. She's just gonna dig in and start eating. The worms don't bother her. Worms are actually really nutritious. And they actually have more of a texture like noodles. So it's more of like a pot pie with noodles.
Oh, hell no.
It's good for
Pot
you.
pie with noodles. Fuck that.
I want to point out the thing that got Reck there was not the worm pot pie. It was the fact that the worms were textured like noodles in a pot pie.
I'm gonna make this
And the
sometime. You all
flexible
watch
hot
out.
dog part. Like both of those was that was the killer right there.
As Jome sees you getting down on the worm pot pie, like he's like running back across from the cafeteria. I see as you tried to define delicacy of the worm pot pie.
Thank you. Yes, it's very good and nutritious. And to be honest, I extended too much energy, and this is actually perfect for replenishing.
Good source of protein. As he throws one up from his pocket, as you can see, it's literally has a thing of potting soil and dirt with some fresh worms down by the side, like straight up escargot style.
Oh, good. It's fresh.
We're taking worm shots at noon.
Yes.
You're worried about marrow shots. This guy's taking worm shots.
Let me expose you to a whole new world.
Yeah,
Whole new
good.
world.
I'll stick to the steaks.
Wilrit, what's your reaction? You're just getting down on your pile, your feast
he's
that's
just
before you.
Completely unfazed. It's literally about the bulk. Right now, calories in.
Bulk and pump over here.
He's watching, kind of just shaking his head like that's gross as he's taking a pile of like 8 things just mashed together.
All he's missing is the protein shake.
He's eating like the guy I student taught with who was a power lifter, but he ate like a giant bowl of yogurt, but it was yogurt plus berries plus a bunch of other shit just thrown into like a dog bowl, and he would just sit there like this and he looked like he was miserable eating it. This is exactly what's happening.
Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw as you're trying to pack as much away as you can.
My worst stat.
It's 5.
Dude, your
This
shit
my
is
worst
literally
stat, dude.
stuck.
Con is my worst.
Listen. You might want to change your dice up.
It's
Maybe.
ridiculous at this point.
Just the cons are not for me.
You can feel that. Oh, I have ate far too much. One more bite could just send you over the edge.
Yeah, well, it's not about comfort. It's about getting the gains. So I'm going to continue to eat, forcing myself.
That is awful.
So gross.
I'm going to not be hungry after watching Wilrent shovel his mouth with just the grossest concoction of foods. I mean, sure, I'm eating worm pot pie, but his makes my stomach churn.
I mean, you definitely see him baby bird himself as he swallows back down a little bit of his own chum.
You ever seen a hot dog eating competition?
Is
A
that
lot
how
like
this is
that.
going?
Oof.
Oh,
Where they shake it down. Gotta
Yeah,
shake it
where
down.
they take the hot dog and they go.
he's literally doing that by pulling the worms out of the worm pot pie, just straight up gravy to hand.
You want some of my water?
Yeah, that'd be great. He just reaches over and grabs it and uses it to dunk the bread in, so it goes down faster.
Give yourself 1 point of exhaustion.
Another one? God damn.
You were lucky. Your first point of exhaustion was taken care of by Tavash,
Oh, okay.
so you only have 1 on you now. As the hall begins to thin out and the reality of afternoon class begins to set in, you guys have about 10 minutes before you need to head to the Widdershins lecture hall.
Keela's going to begin picking up and cleaning her space. Just wiping it down, stacking your trays. Does anybody else want me to take your trays or plates?
Oh yeah. Wiping my mouth, just like tossing it off tequila.
How was the salad?
Honestly, great. I don't know what you guys are up to.
Next time, I'm going to join you over there and you can tell me which things to get. I'm going to
Sounds good.
force this bond with Tay to happen. I'm determined to
wait.
make her my friend.
Keela, I can't wait.
We're going on an adventure to the salad bar.
Can't wait like new shoes.
No cucumber left unturned.
No. She'll gather all the plates, stack the bowls up. Anybody else?
Finishing the last of his lizard pot pie and is gonna hand over the plate.
Thank you. Yeah.
Licks his fingers.
Now I'm gonna go put this away, and when we come back, or when I come back, we should probably get going over to our lecture so we can get a good seat.
Do we have the same lectures?
Oh,
Yes, you all have the same
Okay,
lectures.
okay.
yes. Didn't you look at the schedule?
I was in a little bit of a hurry.
Well, next time, well, I guess it'll be the same thing for a while. So now we've established a routine. All right, I'm gonna go take this away. Everybody get your stuff ready to go.
I guess this is how it's always going to be. Sis, are you done with these? And you look over and she's just mashing it together at this point, playing with her food. God, Jesus. Grow up. Ruger's going to take the food away, pile it onto the tray. Can't take you anywhere. As you guys dispose of your trays, you begin filing down these crazy long corridors of Widdershins. Small pods lit up almost as if they're little individual hives throughout this crazy twisted forest. And just as you think you've come to the end, you'll pop out on a spot that looks back up out over towards the Sedgemoor on just a really cool, intricate balcony. As you continue to head up and up, spiraling, trying to get towards the main hall. Anybody that wants to roll perception checks looking around on their walk may do so.
Kilo will just be focused on that lecture hall. I got one place to be.
Giano 9, Wilrent 12. Silver 13. Staring through these corridors, there are many of paintings and artworks. But in particular, the one that seems to be the most that stands out is that of a dragon itself. Depicted in many ways. You can see this black and green swamp-like dragon is the one thing that stands out in particular of all the others. There seems to be pictures of class field trips, different eras, almost as if you ripped a page out of a yearbook from 30 years ago. Sometimes there doesn't seem to be any chaos or any actual organization to what you see, except for this dragon. I want you all to roll history checks.
I've been reading that brochure again.
God, I even have a +5. I can't. Ruger and Beretta too focused on the fact that they're gonna have to sit and listen for however long. Having seen all the others stare out at these different paintings, Rain, you and Keela both realize that this is Belladros Witherbloom itself. This is the elder dragon of which this school is named for. Slowly piecing in, you can see the different bits and parts of the swamp. Vegetation that you've seen before, or even just these different light pods, all depicting that this elder dragon has been here before. Now, Keela, you in particular know that the elder dragons have long since moved from being practicing faculty members. They are off dealing with far stretching difficulties of the world. But you do know it is always the goal of any driven Strixhaven student to someday be a part of the Dragon's Guard that works in conjunction with these elder dragons.
Keela is just going to freeze there for a second and her eyes widen, just with like the initial thought that she's one, at least even in the presence, and two is the fact that this elder is close to and possibly going to the same place that they are in, and her little tail, her little bunny fluffy tail just starts shaking. Just that. Like, oh, everything else frozen. You could just tell she's still alive because her tail's freaking out with energy.
So good. What are you getting so excited for?
Look. Do you think they're going to be at the lecture? The lecture! Do you think they're gonna be there? I mean, obviously we're freshmen, first year. They wouldn't need to grace their presence with us. But
As Beretta leans over towards Ruger, I think she thinks that it's gonna be dragons there. I don't want to break it to her. Don't then. Keep your mouth shut. There's no reason to be shitting in everybody else's fun. Ah. You know better. You ain't got nothing good to say. Don't say it at all. Everyone else can hear this from Keela as well.
I mean, wouldn't that be fantastic? A dragon! I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, come on. The school itself, and the fact that they're even just listed as part of their professor list is iconic, and will certainly speak to the credibility of the university itself. But the fact that they're here on campus.
You are literally standing underneath this large poster that has different methods of arcane travel, from the old school broomstick to flying carpet to a literal Pegasus, and it says justification for higher education, with this crazy castle manor over the top of it.
But are none of you excited about this? I mean, look! This is a big deal. This is like the best. If you have that opportunity, people would kill for this. Well, they probably wouldn't be allowed if they killed, but
That's a pretty sweet Pegasus that you're underneath right there. Look at that.
what?
What? Justification for higher education poster over here. Look at that. How quick do you think you can go on that magic carpet?
That's what you're good. You guys are hopeless. Oh my gosh.
God, who
remember
needs a
my
bag
first
of
dragon.
holding when you have a whole garage like that?
Yeah, your first dragon.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch now. I remember my first one. You got to give her a little slack.
When have you all seen dragons before?
Silver's gonna look over at Keela and kind of pull the side of his hair back to reveal the dragon scales down the side of his neck.
So is your mom a dragon?
That I don't know. And then starts walking again.
That's kind of messed up if you're part lizard eating a lizard pie.
Yeah, he's got a point.
He's gonna look back and go, dragons are different than lizards. Same family.
But you're not a dragon. I mean, more like a dragonfly, right?
That was pretty good, Ruger. That was pretty. I'll give you that one.
Well, I mean, you can't be. Look at that small. Will tell him if you see.
If I knew, I would tell you. I just don't. Okay. Yeesh. Like, just part of the reason I'm here.
Okay, so let's pretend you're part dragon, but you guys haven't seen a full-fledged grown adult elder dragon before, though, right? Like that.
can I roll a history check to see if I know when the last, like, because due to my parent, like the fact that I'm trying to find my parents, would I know that, like, when the last elder dragon was, like, around?
Nobody here has seen an elder dragon.
Yeah, that's what I was, okay.
No, I did. There was one at my dad's dealership.
Yeah, I was about to make a comment about Wilbert and his dragon sightings.
Wilrit, you can
he
read.
hired it for the day. Yeah, they had a face painter and an eldritch dragon and everything.
Please roll a deception check.
13.
But do go continue on your story about the dragon, the elder dragon for a day.
Oh yeah, my dad totally had an elder dragon. He was put him right next to the brooms. You know, you buy a broom, you get to touch the dragon. It was a whole thing. Get your face painted, you know, and then you get a corn dog. He did it like every year, so you know this is like 15, 16 times. And now I've seen a dragon.
Silver's just gonna give up on the whole thing and start walking towards class again.
It's okay. I understand though. It's exciting if you've never seen it before. I mean, I don't blame you.
Mm.
Go ahead inside if you want, Raid. By the way, Ruger as completely believes you. Ah, man. Wouldn't that be something? Says corn dogs and elder dragons. Ruger's just trying to, you know, move up from lower middle class. He's yeah, Rain, you can smell the bullshit on his story.
Yeah,
for
something
sure.
Thinks real bad up in here.
Continuing through the halls, it begins to get dimmer and dimmer. Now just floating candles that light your way. Ruger gives a jab over to Beretta. Hey, I think at least you'll be able to snag a nap while we're in here. No one's gonna be able to see us. She looks back and just kind of nods eagerly. It has all the vibes of walking in an old school movie theater for the first time. Those crushed burgundy curtains that line the small corridor. As you pour in to this lecture hall. You guys aren't the first ones there, but you're certainly not the last. You're somewhere near the middle of the pack. You can see this large purple and black chair tilted toward the audience in a very fireside chat way. Those candles low-lying and floating overhead gives this a very, very intense, intimate vibe. As you guys take your seats, this is your time to kind of look around this very theater-like lecture hall as the rest of the students continue to fill in.
So I like kind of turn to Rain and I'm like, well, I know if we doze off during any of this, we can always get notes from Keela.
I feel like Keela would be happy to take those notes.
I'm getting happier and happier with our roommate choices each day.
The having a ladies camp out was a good idea.
Period.
So jealous of y'all's arrangement. Guys are all gonna fail. We only have silver. And we have not done a good enough job for him to copy and do our work yet. At all. Anyone else doing anything as the hall begins to fill?
Silver's just tidying up his notebook from the last couple hours of notes and brushing off the next section, sharpening his pencil. the whole studious moment. It's like, you know, get it ready. You know, ready to go.
As finally you hear those back doors creep shut. You look across as a woman with porcelain white skin and a very extravagant black dress with shoulder pads begins to make her way to the center of the room. There is a chill that enters the room when she does. You can literally feel the temperature drop 10, 15, 20 degrees. You can see the emblem of a small raven skull towards the center of her bust. There are lines that appear like ley lines that you can see tracing up and over her skin. A small cane with a skull next to her that she sets down as she folds her dress to a side to take her seat. Those candles that were burning orange and yellows begin to flicker this royal deep purple as that light washes over the entire room.
I'm gonna lean down the row and say, am I the only one who's hot for teacher?
So
That's exactly my kind of lady.
Silver's just gonna be staring and just nope. You're just gonna
You
get
don't
the
see
little
those in my
nope.
dad's dealership.
Yeah, you're right, because they'd be going to somewhere classier.
Well, hey, listen. You come down to the dealership, you try out a broom, you tell me it's not classy. We have a popcorn machine.
You're just gonna have Silver like
You
putting
ever
his
had
hand,
fresh made popcorn?
putting his hand over
dealership?
towards Wilrent, just like shh.
Welcome, my young and studious minds. Welcome to Witherbloom. My name is Professor Onyx. And we have so much to learn. In such a short time. I want you all to look to your left, to your right, I will not
There's an audible
sugarcoat.
gulp.
60% of you won't make it past your first year. %40 of you won't be accepted into a house at all. And less than 20% will be welcome back to Witherbloom. Take this time and revel in it. This isn't in an introductory course for primary school. This is an opportunity. One of a lifetime. While you may disagree with our methods, or you may be uninterested in the pursuit of life and death, you're afforded an opportunity of which others would move mountains for. Your time behind these walls are literally sacred. They're the reason people such as myself still come back to this college to this day. We feel a need, a calling, a reason to give back from all of which we have learned. And if you take the time, oh, the things you will learn. Oh, the things you will learn. I need history checks out of everyone listening to this lecture.
Yes, indeed. Okay, look at me. Okay, now that the teacher came out, I am glued to this lecture.
Very studying now, huh?
Mhm. I love studying and lectures. These are things I like.
A little warm over there.
Silver's trying.
Oh, come on. Oh. Just about as bad as your fours. Just
Yeah.
about as bad. 11, 17, 6, 12, 19. Teano.
Yes.
One thing that sticks out in your head about Professor Onyx's lecture is the sheer wealth of knowledge and experience. She seems far more advanced than any of the other faculty that you've currently met, and she is not a dean. Of which you met back at the facility. But the sheer control over this room, knowing that she can literally lecture and control the magic inside of a room at the same time flawlessly. It sets with you, there's a strong tone of understanding life and death.
Yes. She's we love an experienced woman.
I want you to roll a perception check as well. No. Runner up. Rain. I want you to roll a perception check. Damn fives. They haunt us. You're also going to be able to take away the professionalism. And you can understand the vibes inside the room are strong. And anybody that starts off a lecture about cutting people in the room, you got a little bit of respect for. It's not the same whitewashed bullshit. Anyone else that wants to roll a perception check may do so.
Not high.
One. Does that include me? But I've already rolled.
Yeah, you've already rolled. This is just everybody else.
Everybody else.
Wilrent and Ruger. You just pick up a strange hint of sadness. Throughout this whole lecture. You don't know what it's from. You don't know whether it's maybe just the tone of which a speech that lets everyone know that not everyone's going to be here. It could just be that. But you're haunted by this feeling. Even forever, just how brief that it is. You can feel the goosebumps on the back of your neck. As even the twins kind of huddle up a little bit and try not to miss a beat. And while I know this may be unsettling to hear, you all deserve the truth. For the minute that you walked on this campus, you set in motion a long and arduous path. You will be challenged mentally, physically, to your very core. It is for you to decide. In this great universe of ours, how will you use that spark inside you? And I want you to think about that tonight. Class dismissed. She grabs her cane, and those candle lights go back as she turns, putting her hand on what looks like a black crystal skull just for a small amount of time. Before she also seems to vanish back into those purple burgundy curtains. And you can see everyone's kind of as shocked about the tone of this lecture as you are, as there isn't a large rush to leave this hall. Before eventually the back of the room begins to pick up and move out, and you've been in such a dark room you don't even know what time it is. Teanu.
Yeah. Well, I think I found my new favorite teacher, you guys. Grimness aside.
No, I have to agree. I mean, incredibly memorable. I knew the odds of us returning and being able to advance at this school would be difficult, but she certainly puts an ominous twist on it all.
I like a woman who tells it like it is.
Keela, did you get good notes? I hate to say it, but I was having trouble focusing.
No. I wrote everything down, but
Okay, thank you.
most of it was more of a perspective, an approach of how we address this. It was really interesting. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. I thought it'd be more of things that we needed to memorize, but
I tend to think, I don't know, perspective is just as valuable as the lesson sometimes. So
no, it definitely is. It was a very important and good tone for our first class. But as she was saying, I mean, it was hard not to look around and see the entire lecture hall, even shrouded in darkness that it was, and anticipate that if any of us continue, that it was likely that many others in this hall wouldn't be.
Yeah. However, I don't know. I think I'm speaking too much today.
No, share your ideas. It's important to learn to share them.
I just think that one must be ready for the inevitable successes and the inevitable failures. And coming into such a thing, have resolved to realize that you may indeed fail. But even then, it cannot dissuade you from your end goal.
No, that's true.
So, even if I am one of the only 40%, I will continue. That is my resolve from that speech.
Well, I imagine many of us are. Rain, Tay, Will. I'm assuming her, presentation didn't dissuade us. Beretta, did you even listen to it?
I'll be honest, I really wanted to take a nap,
That's fair.
but the whole thing was
Ugh.
so damn spooky. It was like she had me in the palm of a hand.
She does have an eerie feel.
It's like I feel like I've done something bad, but I know I haven't. It's just this weird feeling of dread, you know?
Yes. For a first adventure, you'd begin with hope and positivity, but it feels more anticipating and understanding failure. It's not ignoring that failure can't happen. Of course, that's true, but that's normally not the foot you start on. Oh.
Very interesting first lecture.
You
I
all
wonder if she'll
see
be-
two black cloaked individuals making their way inside the auditorium, heading against traffic. They seem to be making a beeline towards your group.
Do they look happy?
You can't see their expressions on their face. They're too far away inside, and it's still too dark. You can just see the outline of very form-fitting mage armor. As they make their way down the steps,
Silver's gonna prep a spell. Can I prep a spell to cast as a reaction?
yes,
Okay, we're gonna prep Fairy Fire, the first level. If they, throw off cloaks or anything that I deem to be reactionary, I guess. If that's how I can do that. Because Silver is very uncomfortable all of a sudden.
anyone that's watching these cloaked individuals that want to roll a perception check may do so with disadvantage.
With disadvantage. Ugh.
Yeah. 4.
Brutal.
It is brutal.
Wilrent with a 15. You're the one to see it first. It looks like two members of Silverquill, and they make a beeline towards you.
Do I notice Silver preparing a spell?
Roll a sleight of hand, Silver.
Nine. It's not really hidden. It wasn't meant to be hidden.
You can tell he's definitely on edge of whoever these cloaked, armored individuals that are coming down the steps of the lecture hall.
I'll kind of just raise a hand to him on the side and just kind of look over and just shake my head like, don't do that.
You see them lean over and begin having a conversation, but you cannot hear the words that are coming out of their mouth as they're sending a message towards Wilrent. I need everyone else to put themselves on mute and deaf, and I will give you guys a thumbs up.
Oh my god. Oh, okay.
There seems to have been an accident.
What kind of accident?
Your acquaintance, Jeremy, he has passed away outside of your room.
I'm sorry, did you say passed? When you say passed away, you mean like
He's dead. Your father has sent for us. You were to not speak with anyone. Anything about happened on the first night with your roommate Delbert, and certainly not to speak a single word about Jeremy. You need to come with us until we have this matter settled.
come with you where?
Your father has arranged for a different setting momentarily until things get sorted.
But I have things to do here.
If these affairs aren't settled properly, there won't or could not be anything at all. So please, if you could follow us.
Does this seem like deception to me at all? Am I picking up weird vibes off this?
I'm gonna bring everybody else back for a moment.
Okay.
You can insight.
Okay.
Secrets.
Secrets.
Dude, this may be your worst night.
I'm here.
This may be your
Correct.
worst night on the dice.
It's not life or death though at the moment, so
Is it though?
I don't know. I couldn't hear anything.
I had the captions going, and I was like, no.
Wilbur will he'll just walk away from the group towards those figures.
Where are you going?
Doesn't matter. Don't worry about it.
We're supposed to stay. We're a house.
It just because we live in the same building doesn't mean that I have to tell you everything.
Well, it helps. That way we know if you're missing.
Don't
As
worry, I'm not missing.
only one of the silver quill begins to lead you up the auditorium steps and out, the other one standing back behind with the rest of the group. For the rest of you, I hereby announce you are currently under the investigation of the deaths of a Sir Dilbert and Jeremy.
No.
What?
No. No.
And that is where we will end this week's
Are
session.
you kidding me? And suddenly it's a murder mystery.
We're gonna be out here playing heckin' Clue.
No. Oh my god. It was Will Rent. With the money in his
Yeah.
dad's hall.
It's gotta be the heckin' money. I don't know how you got that much money
kidding?
selling used brooms, yo, with your corn dogs and your
You'd
popcorn.
be
Your
surprised.
corn dogs.
You'd be
my
surprised. The trick is you sell them broken so that they have to bring them back to get fixed.
I don't even know what to say.
Under investigation.
Like, I'm not surprised, but listen.
If this impedes on my studies at all, you are dead.
I think a murder investigation might do that a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Oh, how convenient.
How convenient.
Let the intrigue begin.
On an entirely separate note, you pulled up the picture of my favorite planeswalker, and I was like,
You either love her or you hate her.
oh,
But
100%.
Nobody knows she's a planeswalker yet.
I mean, yes, that's
She's
true.
just Professor Onyx.
Of course.
Which her story in this is great. And don't look it up because
Yeah.
I'm using
Lil-
90% of their lore because it's so good
Oh,
on
okay.
this.
Yeah. They do a great job with Lily every single time.
Well, they're one of the few people that actually builds a story with her. Yeah. So
Okay.
when we get back next week, we'll have to find out who's going to be a part of that 60, 40, and 20%.
Oh, baby.
I'm pretty sure you don't get asked back if you're found to have murdered another student.
Listen. All I'm gonna say is I don't think it was intentional.
Yeah, but
And
do you
then-
think that Wilrent's gonna like
Oh
vouch
no,
for
no,
that?
100%. No.
He's gonna
no,
throw
right?
him
Yeah.
to
No.
fucking jail.
Exactly. Whose rope were they on? Meta-wise? I'm scared. I'm
Oh
scared.
yeah, we had a
Whose
great
fingerprints
escape.
are on the sheets?
Listen.
Oh.
I can't wait to hear a absolute bullshit upset Wilrut. My best friend.
Listen, the Dilbert part, we're good with. Like, Dilbert died, Shadow Thing, Owl Lady knows. Jeremy,
Kind
I got
of.
nothing.
Though, but not really, because I mean, Dilbert.
I mean, Rain.
Dilbert found in a pile of grease, yo.
Yeah, that's not.
Nobody saw
Beretta
the
did
shadow.
cover him.
The shadow monsters except for us.
Yeah.
Rain and Tayana were the first people that were like, man, this is bumped. We're locked in here. What is up with this?
Right? We were like, out. We're out of here.
Yeah, at least we have like a half alibi. Like, we used the rope first.
If you'd been able to get to somebody,
A corroborator, okay?
and that's what you would have earned. You would have been able to talk to somebody. But now that night is shrouded in mystery.
Whack.
2 students are dead.
Well, one student.
One
And then one worker.
1 student and acquaintance, aka best friend.
Listen. He already got caught by campus PD trying to sneak in and do stuff anyway, though. So like, there's an alibi there too. That's all I'm saying. He has his own alibi. The man fell. Okay.
Makes bog detention look not so bad, you know, having to go pick up extra pests.
I am going to make his life miserable.
Anyway. I didn't know what to say. Nope. We're all dead.
Not his fault either. No, he added a little extra icing on the cake on the way out, very Wilrent style.
All Wilrent does is add icing on the cake. There is the cake. The cake is made entirely by other people, with the exception of when he almost saved everybody because he had radiant damage. But that's fine. Yeah, we're not talking about that.
Join us next week.
Have a great week, guys. Stay safe.
Effacer